Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live far away from everything? Far from the city, without internet, without noise, without neighbors nearby. Just you, your family, the animals, and the silence of the mountains. In the heart of Iran, there are still people who live this way. They are nomads, men and women who follow in the footsteps of their ancestors, moving with the seasons, sleeping in tents, living off livestock and what nature provides. While the world moves faster and faster, they continue at their own pace, far from modernity, yet close to the land, to tradition, and to freedom. And in this video, you'll get a glimpse of that simple, harsh, and at the same time fascinating life. A reality almost hidden that few know still exists. Stay with us, because what comes next is unlike anything you've seen before.
Nomadic life in Iran is a blend of endurance and preservation. While much of the world follows a routine of hurry and consumption, Iranian nomads live by ancestral wisdom. Every step they take, every herd they guide, is part of a natural cycle repeated for generations. Their life is simple, but full of work and dedication. The day begins at sunrise, with the first task being to tend the herds. Goats, sheep, and cattle are essential for survival, providing milk, meat, and products like cheese and yogurt. Without them, life would be impossible. Responsibilities are clearly divided among community members. Men usually handle the livestock, ensuring they graze safely and are guided to the next destination. Women milk the animals, prepare food, and manage household tasks like sewing clothes and repairing tents. Children from a young age are taught to help with animal care and daily chores, preparing them to continue this way of life. Setting up and dismantling tents, known as yurts, is part of the daily routine. They must be assembled quickly upon arriving at a new site, and just as quickly taken down when it's time to move on. Daily life is also marked by constant contact with nature, gathering firewood, searching for food, even fishing when possible. Though largely self-sufficient, nomads exchange goods with other communities, strengthening social ties and ensuring access to essentials. Are you enjoying discovering what life is like for Iran's nomads? Every step of this journey through mountains, deserts, and ancient traditions shows us how simplicity and resilience are woven into their daily lives.
But there is much more to come. So give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, would you be able to live this way? Moving with the rhythms of nature and keeping traditions alive? Stay with us because we'll explore even more about nomadic life and what makes this journey so unique. Migration is one of the most defining traits of nomadic life in Iran. With the change of seasons, families move from one place to another, following natural cycles and seeking better conditions for their herds. This seasonal movement is called transhumance, and it is essential for their survival. In winter, nomads settle in lower, sheltered areas where the climate is milder and grass is more abundant. When the heat of summer arrives, they move towards the mountains, where higher altitude and cooler weather offer better conditions for the animals. These journeys can last weeks and are true tests of endurance and organization. The road is tough, and nomads face constant challenges. Difficult terrain, extreme temperatures, and even water shortages in some areas. Yet this way of life offers a unique kind of freedom. Always moving, always connected to the land and to tradition. The culture of Iran's nomads is rich in traditions passed down for generations. Despite living far from cities, they maintain a deep bond with their roots, beliefs, and ancestral practices. One of the most important cultural expressions is carpet weaving. Nomads are true masters of this art, a tradition going back centuries. Each rug tells a story, often connected to family, nature, or significant events in the community's history. It is mainly women who carry out this work, using techniques that vary from tribe to tribe, but always with deep symbolic meaning. Music and dance also play a key role in festivals and celebrations. Traditional instruments like the setar, a type of lute, and the daf, a large drum, create melodies that speak of love, struggle, and connection with nature. Dances, often in circles, are ways of celebrating community life and strengthening social bonds.
They also hold rituals and ceremonies marking life's passages, birth, marriage, and death, celebrated with food, music, and dance as central elements. To live as a nomad in Iran is to keep these traditions alive while adapting to the challenges of the modern world. Connection to the land, to animals, and to family is at the heart of their existence, making each day a celebration of heritage and identity. The life of Iran's nomads is marked by voluntary isolation, a conscious choice maintained despite the pressures of modern society. While many around the world seek the comforts of urban living, nomads choose to carry on with their ancestral way of life, away from cities, away from the conveniences of technology. This isolation, however, is not abandonment. It is resistance. Resistance to the temptation of settling down, to conforming to the rules of modern society. For them, living outside urban centers is an act of freedom, of preserving tradition, and of maintaining a direct connection with nature. Life without electricity, without internet, and without constant access to hospitals or schools might seem difficult for many, but for nomads, it is simply the way they have always lived. They find joy in simple things, the company of family, caring for animals, and the beauty of the natural world. Yet, this choice also comes with challenges. Living conditions can be harsh. Access to medical care is limited, and formal education is often out of reach for children. In addition, the Iranian government has encouraged nomads to settle permanently, offering support for abandoning their traditional lifestyle. But despite this, many resist, believing that life on the move is the only authentic way to live in harmony with their roots. This resistance, both to modernization and to external pressure, keeps alive a culture that, though distant, remains strong and full of identity. For nomads, isolation does not mean loneliness. It means belonging to something greater, something beyond the material world, the preservation of a unique way of life.
Goat herding is the foundation of nomadic life in Iran. These animals are not only travel companions, but also the main source of sustenance for nomadic families. Goat milk is consumed fresh or turned into cheese and yogurt, essential foods and an important source of nutrients. Their hides are used for clothing, and their meat, when necessary, sustains families during times of scarcity. Caring for goats is a constant task. Nomads know each of their animals, who produces more, who is sick, even how each behaves. The relationship goes beyond simple caretaking. It is a bond of trust, where humans and animals depend on each other for survival. During migrations, goats travel with the group, walking difficult mountain and desert paths. Families use mules or camels to carry the weakest animals along with essential goods. Losing a herd would mean losing the very basis of their existence. Goat herding is not only about survival, it reflects the wisdom of a nomadic life that has learned to live in harmony with the land and with animals. At every step of the journey, goats play a vital role, sustaining families and keeping alive this ancient tradition. The life of Iran's nomads offers valuable lessons for all of us, especially in a world that is increasingly fast-paced and consumer-driven. One of the first lessons is simplicity. At a time when many pursue material wealth, nomads teach us to live with only what is essential,
valuing freedom and connection with nature. They lack the luxuries of urban life, but they have something many people have lost, a peace that comes from simplicity. Their resilience is also remarkable. They face difficult terrain, extreme temperatures, and daily hardships, yet they continue with courage and determination. Instead of surrendering to adversity, they adapt to each new challenge. Their strength lies not only in their bodies, but also in their minds, preserving traditions, beliefs, and their way of life even in the face of outside pressures.
Another lesson is the importance of family and community bonds. Nomadic life is a constant exchange and collaboration among community members. They know survival depends on unity, teamwork, and mutual trust. This is something often lost in modern societies, where individualism tends to prevail. Finally, the nomads teach us respect for nature. Living in constant movement, they have learned to manage natural resources sustainably, caring for the land and the animals that sustain them. At a time when environmental preservation is critical, this direct connection to nature is something we should reflect upon. Nomadic life in Iran, though rich in history and tradition, is gradually disappearing. The modern world, with its comforts and technologies, has pressured nomads to abandon their ancestral ways. The Iranian government has encouraged settlement, offering incentives to move into villages and cities where education, healthcare, and infrastructure are more accessible. This shift has created major challenges. Many young nomads, attracted by the promises of urban life, leave their communities to seek work in the cities, causing traditional knowledge to fade over time. Older generations try to keep culture alive, but adapting to new conditions is difficult. On top of this, climate change and environmental degradation affect seasonal migration. Deforestation, water shortages, and extreme weather make nomadic life increasingly challenging.
Still, many resist these transformations. Despite difficulties, they continue to preserve their traditions, stories, and way of life. The question that remains is, how much longer can this nomadic lifestyle survive in an increasingly globalized and modern world? And what about you? What do you think of nomadic life in Iran? Among vast deserts, imposing mountains, and a rhythm in perfect harmony with nature, could you imagine living this way? Always on the move, far from the comforts of the city, yet deeply connected to the earth? Or do you think such freedom is only for a unique experience and not for everyday life? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are many more fascinating stories of cultures and unique ways of life coming soon. See you in the next video. Goodbye.